Hey everybody, Nick Licameli here. Today we're talking about the reverse fly, which is a great exercise to train the posterior deltoid, as well as the rhomboids, the traps, and even the external rotators of the rotator cuff. But as always, it's not what you do, it's how and why you do it. Let's take a look. Here we are at the Flye machine. Yes, the Flye machine. Fear not, shoulder joint. We are not doing flies today. We are doing reverse flies. Like pretty much every other exercise that we do, we're going to start with a neutral spine, all the way from the head, the neck, the mid-back, the low back, and pelvis. We're going to keep our neck straight and chin tucked. We're not going to jut our head forward. The lower back is not going to be rounded. It's not going to be arched excessively. And we're going to be tightening up that core as we perform this movement. What does it mean to engage the core? Well, I've done a lot of work on this, but just to review, we're going to engage from the top down using the diaphragm by taking in a nice breath. We're going to engage from the bottom up by tightening up our pelvic floor as if we're holding in gas or urine. And we're going to tighten up around the sides of our core and our trunk, engaging the abdominals, especially that transverse abdominis, by tightening our midsection like we're walking into a cold pool and that water is drifting up on our navel, or like you're trying to put on that tight belt after Thanksgiving dinner. We're going to lock that neutral spine in by contracting all of those parts of your core. I like to do this movement standing up. I don't like sitting down on the pad. Just preference. I think it helps me kind of contract and maintain that full body tension and engage my core. And I just kind of feel like I have a better control over the movement by standing rather than sitting. But feel free to sit if you prefer that way. I want you to notice the position of my hands and my shoulders. So as I come back right there, you'll notice that my hands are kind of angled upward, right? So my palms are almost tilted like at a 45-degree angle, and my palms are kind of facing forward but also downward. And as I'm performing the movement, what I'm doing is I am kind of forcing myself into more shoulder external rotation as I bring my arms back. So that external rotation, it's not just rotating the hand, because you can move and rotate your wrist and your forearm and not rotate your shoulder. But if you really externally rotate that shoulder so that your hand kind of tips back, that's going to help engage the posterior deltoid as well as the external rotators of the rotator cuff. Next thing I want to point out is the movement of my shoulder blades. I allow my shoulder blades to kind of protract forward so I get a good stretch in my mid-back. And as I go through the movement, I allow my shoulder blades to then retract. So I'm stretching them, letting them protract when I'm coming down, and then when I come back, I'm allowing them to retract. What that's doing is it's helping me engage more muscles than just the posterior deltoid. So I'm getting rhomboids, I'm getting middle trap, I'm getting definitely posterior deltoid, external rotators of the rotator cuff. However, if you want to just isolate the posterior deltoid, what you want to do is protract your shoulder blades, right? So let them get kind of pulled forward and maintain that position, and then bring your arms back without retracting your shoulder blades at the back position. What that will do is it will eliminate the contribution of the muscles like the rhomboids, the middle traps, and it will isolate more of that posterior deltoid. It's important if you're going to do that you don't bring your arms excessively backward, because when you're not moving your scapulae backward, it's very dangerous to let your arm and your humerus kind of extend back without scapular retraction. So if you're going to maintain that protracted position with your shoulder blades forward, make sure you limit the range of motion of the exercise. Here I'm just going to show a common mistake that I see, and that is not maintaining that neutral neck and head position and letting the head jut forward right there. You don't want to do that. You want to kind of retract. I'm going to show how to correct that right here. Boom, right there. You want to tuck your chin, spine nice and straight, maintain that neutral spine as we previously mentioned, and then execute the exercise. Hey, say that 5 times fast. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe if you want, and we'll see you next time.